Hello and welcome to day 15 of Hearing God Every Day. So, just being real honest, yesterday was the day that Charlie was in the ER, and I don't know why. I guess just with all that stuff going on, I didn't really make any notes for 2 days. So, it's not that God wasn't talking, it's maybe just that I was a little distracted. But I did pick up on the 19th, and it starts out because I have a group of people that I was in a prophetic class with, and we stay in touch on WhatsApp. And that one person kind of told me, like, for the healing of your children and stuff, you need to take authority over your environment and atmosphere with worship. And I hadn't really listened to any worship music or sang just like out of my spirit or anything like in a really long time. And so I turned worship music on. So that was the first way, was another person. And then he was stuck under the blanket. It looked funny. So I put the worship music on, and God spoke to me through the music because of what the words were saying, but also I just really felt his presence. Like, as soon as I was singing, it was just like a peace came over me, and so that was really nice. And I journaled that day too. And Jackson, that's not yours. Hey, that's not yours. Anyways, so it was another person. I felt God's presence in worship and singing. And the lyrics to the worship song that I really related to, and I just really felt like it wasn't just like words. It was really like God talking to me. God just spoke to me outside. Was the words said, "Power to the weak. He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless." And that's a scripture that's actually on my wall. He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Those are my birth scriptures, by the way. They're still up on the wall. So there was the scripture through the song, and then I was just journaling out another song that said, "Even though I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Even in the presence of my enemies, you prepare a table. O Lord my God, you are my shepherd, my rock. You are my fortress and my shield. You're the defender of my heart. I will fear no evil, for you, my God, are with me." So that's just what I was feeling that day from that song, and of course that's a Psalm 23. So I sat down and I journaled, and asked God like some questions and stuff. And then these were notes from this book I have. Hold on. The Mirror Study Bible, and this is the Gospel of John. I really love it because it's just so poetic, but also it just really just feels like, there's that one scripture where I think it was Peter, but he said, like, after Jesus was like, you got to eat my flesh and drink my blood, and then like every single person like left except for the disciples that were close to him, and he's like, "Are you gonna leave too? Because here's your chance." And they were like, "No, like, you have the words that give us life. Like, where else are we gonna go? Like, we've experienced your life-giving words." And that's just really what I feel when I read that. And some of it I posted on Facebook, but some of it was like, nothing has any authentic existence outside of their origin in him, in Jesus. And then just discovering that, like, we were all born because God wanted us to be here, and we were like originally like a thought in his mind, and like he knew us before he formed us in our mothers. And like, it's just so cool the way that it's said. Like, it says, "In him we discover our genesis in God beyond our natural conception." It's not about our blood lineage or whether we were a wanted or unwanted child. This is about our God begottenness. We are his dream come true and not the invention of our parents. You are indeed the greatest idea that God has ever had. God said to Jeremiah, "I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb." The eternal, invisible word, the spirit thought of God's face-to-face union, became flesh. And here we are. Of his own will, he brought us forth by the word of truth. And if anyone hears this word, he sees the face of his birth as in a mirror. Now we may know, even as we have always been known. So God knew us fully before He like sent us to earth and our mothers, and like He's always known us fully, but now we get to fully know Him. So it's so cool the way it says it. So to wrap up today, though, the way God spoke to me was through another person, through worship music, through scripture, and through journaling. I'll see you tomorrow.